Hi guys, just a quick video passing through. Here I will show you my experiment of building a cheap iPhone 11, or somewhat cheap, because after all it's still expensive, but when those were new they would go for insane amount of money, way too much anyone should ever spend on a mobile phone. But when they have broken parts such as display, which can be repaired, prices they drop. And here I have a 128GB model with only a broken screen, and that was a requirement for me. I wanted the back to be pristine or not cracked, because if you were to replace that you would have to replace the entire housing, which I don't want to do. But I ordered a replacement screen, and even though I have never replaced a screen on an iPhone 11, I've done it on a 10, 10s, and a 10s Max, and another 10s, and another 10. So I think it's gonna be a really similar process, and it always worked out great. Also, a requirement for me was that Face ID works, which it does, and yeah, I bought this for a total of 410 euros, including shipping. I think that's a pretty sweet deal, pretty okay price. As I said, it was a requirement for me that the back is fine and that Face ID works. There are cheaper ones out there for, I've even seen less than 300 in some cases, but those are really trashed. But there are also ones where Face ID doesn't work, or it's iCloud locked, so you gotta be cautious. But here, unlocked, as you can see, it runs iOS 14.2 right now. All the cameras are fine, Face ID works. 128 gig model too, so not only 64 gigs, so that's also a nice bonus. So I think when I calculate it all up, I've got here my spreadsheet. I bought a display from a seller I've been buying stuff off of for the fourth time. I was always very happy with their displays, and so that cost only $83.80, which is pretty low. That's because the iPhone 11 uses an LCD instead of an OLED. And so I think that was a pretty sweet deal there. And since this guy didn't ship me the cable and charger, I bought another charger and cable off of eBay for $9.88, which is also fine. So we come to a grand total of 504 euros and 68 cents. If I don't wreck it, but I feel pretty confident that I can do this. And I have the original box over there. You can see there. There's the box. And so, without further ado, let's replace the screen. Just gotta look for where I actually put the replacement screen, because it just arrived a week earlier. Ah, there it is. Now, if you do buy them new, you can buy them new for $679, which, as you can see, isn't all that far below, but you gotta respect that's still a 64 gig model. So we have here 128 with more storage. And here is a refurbished one for $570. Again, 64 gigabyte. Oh yeah, also SIM unlocked. So no SIM lock in this too. That was also a requirement. So I think if you were to get the super cheapest iPhone 11 you can buy on your classifieds of your choice, you could pick up a trashed one, front, back, SIM lock, Face ID, everything cracked. Everything fucked up, so that's something you could end up with. So maybe try to spend a little more on getting one like this, which you know you can actually fix. So, oh yeah, and make also sure the cameras are fine. That's another thing I've had on one iPhone I bought. The cameras were messed up. So so much stuff to consider with those high-tech devices nowadays. Okay, want to peek inside an iPhone 11. I know it has been done many times on YouTube, so I won't go into super detail or something, but here is the inside. Pretty similar layout to 10, 10s and such. And yeah, as you can see, everything good so far. Had really, like, probably the strongest adhesive that I ever had to overcome in any iPhone repair, but that is probably due to its being relatively new. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't half bad. Once it lifted on one side, it came right up. Alright, extra shitty camera work, I'm sorry, but I'm just holding the screen so that it doesn't stick to the new adhesive just yet, because I applied new adhesive, and seems to be working. And I will now test quickly the functions in case I messed something up. Well, if I messed something up, I couldn't fix it anyway anymore, but hey, you get the idea, just want to know. But the screen, looking good, so yeah, awesome. Okay, we are all done and set here. I just called a friend to make sure it all works perfectly, and it recognizes my SIM card, and also she understood me well, and so did I. And yeah, that is pretty much summing it up. We get working Face ID, we get working everything, proximity sensor, and yeah, apart from that, the phone was fully working. So now we have a brand new display installed instead of this cracked garbage here. And I don't know what this guide said, or why this guy said that I need to undo this, because it wasn't necessary. My replacement display already had that bolted in, so that is pretty good. So I just did that for nothing, but hey, I now have an army of Y000 screws, as if I ever wanted to have that. Anyhow, working iPhone 11, pretty new phone. That's probably the newest phone I have ever worked on, period, and probably will for a little time. But yeah, I'm glad it still works. It doesn't show any of the crap that Apple usually has. Oh, this doesn't have an original display and all that. Like maybe it comes with a message once I reboot it. This doesn't have an original Apple display. I don't know. I don't know why people always like gotta have the original display. I mean, look at it. It is beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong and virtually no difference for the untrained eye. Or maybe even for the trained eye. I don't know. This is such a crisp panel. Oh my god, look at that. So this is again the 4th or 5th display I bought from this one eBay seller. And as always, I can just keep saying it. Great quality panel. Okay, gotta clean it. Gotta do the regular cleaning out the gunk from the speakers, and yeah, clean it up nicely and put it up for sale and make a little bit of a profit. And I quite enjoy doing this. Now, it's funny because I actually like fixing iPhones and I don't like fixing Macs. They're just so nice to work on, especially the display stuff. Prefer much over this generation also. So yeah, guys, that is it. By the way, yes, my workbench gets always really messy. It starts off organized and all that, but I don't know, when the repair progresses, it always gets more and more just like this. But the result is I made a brand new quality, almost iPhone 11. Only little scuff is that one, but that was already before I touched it, so that wasn't me. And we get here some little chunks, but that's really not a deal breaker for anyone. So if you gotta say, oh, this is a problem for me, then just get lost, really. Anyway, here you have it. iPhone 11 for a total of 510-ish euros, which is a really sweet deal, I would say. So my mission is accomplished. Saved another iPhone from the trash. Didn't give Apple money. That's always something I like doing. And probably make somebody happy with a new phone. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you later.